There was a time when dragons ruled the sky.
It has been about 2 weeks since Jerry got dusted, Talmor got nubbined, and you guys took his body back to East Runewood.
How did we get it back?
Me and Ordok mostly.
Yeah, basically carried it.
I was going to say, I don't think I did much of that.
Yeah, no. After talking with William, Goshen, Ordok, and Bo decided to head to Ironclad to see if they could find some help for their newly unarmed friend.
Dad jokes.
It's funny because it has a double meaning.
I'm fully expecting Ordok to just relish in this. After all those jokes about feet getting fucked up.
So it's a long road, and you guys camped out 6-7 times depending on how quickly you want to make it. But from East Runewood to Ironclad is about a week's worth of travel, south and closer to the coast. If you stick to the coast and head south, you're going to run into Ironclad. It's just how that works. As you approach it, you can probably see it from about half a day out. The walls themselves are 7 stories tall from the ground up.
Jesus.
That's not counting the 3 stories the walls go under the earth. It's massive. The gates are pretty much always open. The only times they really ever close is if there's ever an incursion or wars on the horizon. They honestly haven't closed for probably about 160 years. If you're coming from the north, it's saltwater air. That's all you smell, basically. Thankfully, you guys are not coming from the south, where you walk past the plague pits and you smell nothing but shit from the southern districts. Not the greatest thing to smell, but thankfully you guys are coming from the north. As you get closer, you start to see, guards are set up. People are patrolling this road pretty heavily. The road is nicely cobbled. It's not the marble that you're used to in East Runewood. This is just nicely stacked rock. Well maintained. They seem to take really good care of it. You can see nothing but carts moving in and out. And then you're in the city. What's the first thing going through Ordok's head?
I think it would just be the sort of state of shock, because he just left the city a couple weeks ago, but he's come back and it's been 8 years. So everything is familiar, sort of, but it's all a little different. And I think it's the first time that I have really felt distinctly that, like, something has happened, something is different.
It finally all made sense. How about you, Bo?
Everything is hugely overwhelming, I think. So I am just sort of following behind, like really close behind, probably a little bit too close, really, behind Ordok and Goshen, and just sort of try not to look up too much because everything's really high. And it sort of spins me out a little bit if I look up at it. So just sort of head down, right up next to Goshen's and Ordok's arse, basically. Sort of maybe like little grunts every now and then.
Now, would you guys just pretty much walked here? There wasn't probably... I mean, you could have taken Talmor's cart, but you would have had to, find some horses for it.
I think we would have just walked. That's how I always go.
Now Goshen.
Mhm.
This is probably the biggest fucking city you've ever seen.
This is very true.
I mean, the Southern Kingdoms, they have cities, but nothing of this size.
The first thing I think when I look at the city is I'm kind of like looking at Ordok and look at the city and I think stumping ground.
I punch him. I punch him for that thinking that. I've developed telekinesis.
It's the best. Love it.
The second thing I think is
Telepathy, not telekinesis. Awkward.
I'm just sort of like awestruck by the size of it. Like I've seen high things, right? The monastery up in the mountains and all that, but they weren't man-made. They were like carved into the earth. This is just incredible. It's gargantuan.
I'm gonna flash back to my childhood and just roll my eyes and say tourists, and just start walking.
Now, as you guys cross into pretty much into the wall, this is not just like your standard 2-brick kind of thick wall. This thing is probably a good 50, 60 yards thick.
Jesus.
The wall is basically a city onto itself, or not a city, one of the districts onto itself. It doesn't officially have a viceroy, but there is one of the high captains. Pretty much, his duty is the wall, what's above and below ground. Everything below is pretty much common knowledge of storehouses of grains, water. In case the city had to close all gates, they had to have enough food for at least a month for every individual inside the walls. So there's a whole sub-city underneath Ironclad. You'll see a few guards here and there. They pretty much, going about their business. They're only checking people every so often, mainly merchants, making sure where they're coming in, if they're heading to the merchant district, if they have, the right kind of identification, the right papers. Pretty much they don't really give you guys a second look, except a few of them are looking at Goshen, because it's not often you see a 6 foot tall blue monkey.
Probably should have thought about that.
I would say by this point, it's been 2 weeks. Your fur is a good, it hasn't really grown much more, but you're starting to take on a lot more physical attributes. Your ears have gotten a little bit bigger. Your feet have gotten a little more. You've gotten a lot more control over your toes, and your tail is basically another hand.
That's amazing.
Like out of game, if you wanted to, I had to imagine like you tying a dagger to your tail and having it just like wrap around you, so that if you needed to, you could just slice out.
Nightcrawler style.
But
That sounds pretty cool. I might have to do that.
but that's out of game. That's not going.
Right. I pull the hood up on my gray cloak, I suppose, would be how I handle that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I brush Bo with my tail, comfortingly.
Oddly sexual.
A little creepy.
I'm into it though.
So we're gonna take a break from you three and go to two individuals that have been pretty much doing a rotation of all the main entrances to Ironclad for probably the past 3 days straight. Jensen and Helen. How has your day been?
Not good. I'm not drinking, so not good.
I made him stay sober. We have a job to do.
Now, you've been given a description of 3 individuals that you were pretty much told were people of interest that the syndicate needed to watch out for. For some reason, the daughter of the quote-unquote king of the syndicate has taken an interest in these people. It's pretty much your job to befriend them as much as possible.
Jensen isn't a friendly guy, so this is going to be hard.
You guys were pretty much given a description, drawn out, not written, so that Jensen's good. and pretty much given a window about when they left and about how long it would take for them to get down here. Best case, on horseback, started 2-3 days ago. Worst case, on foot, you guys will probably have to stay out here another 2-3 days of just patrolling every single entrance.
I'm smoking heavily.
Understandably so.
I'm just gonna have a cigar. I think just not lit, just chewing on a cigar. Just because I'm in a fancy clothes, it just seems to fit.
Out of Jensen, give me a perception check.
It's risky, John. Leaving it all up to chance.
I know. I have faith in you, though.
I do too because I have a +6. Ooh, 11.
You know what? That's not bad. So 11's that's. You managed to actually hear a bit of talking from a couple of guards, and what kind of draws your attention is basically someone saying, "Is that the fucking blue monkey?" And immediately, it's only one person. It's only one description you've read. I'm sorry. It's only one description you've seen of the individual described to you as Goshen. And that is that he's pretty much a big blue monkey. And you just look down the northwest entrance into Ironclad, and you see this person with his cloak up. And there's a shorter individual beside him, and you just see this blue tail come up and pat him on the head and go back up under the cloak.
I think we found them.
Where?
Those. And I point to the gray cloaks.
Are you sure?
Yeah, pretty sure.
All right. Let's go do this. Be friendly, please.
Right.
Put on a
won't
smile
say
for
anything.
once. Yeah. It's about the best I can ask for.
So, back to Ordok, Goshen, and Bo. Ordok, you've been here before. You lived here. Where's the first place you're going to?
We've been on the road for a while, so I think I'm just going to head to one of the inns that's close by the gate so we can just check in, just dump our stuff. But past that, once we rested for a few minutes, we need to get to the Arcanum to see if we can figure out any sort of solution or figure out where we can send Talmor, because I feel like at this point he's got to be pretty bad off because we've been on the road for a week. So I'm a little concerned that we need to get him here to the healers as quickly as possible.
So where you're coming in from is basically the district of the Willows. It's a very park-filled area. It is the most park-filled district. This is kind of where Ironclad kind of originated from. A lot of ruins of a couple of the first battles during the Shattering War happened here before the walls were erected. A lot of it is just rubble that was kind of given like a holy ground and just left to grow with trees, grass, and it's just well-maintained property. There are a few inns here, just a little more upscale, as they kind of go cheaper in price the further into the city you go.
I think I'm going to glance over to one of the parks and just sort of smirk as I remember running through and playing as a child, because this is one of the prettier districts. So we would come here just to screw around and try to see if we could get some coin for lunch, but then sort of refocus and remember that we're here for a reason. And I'm going to head in a little further because I don't need to be at a well-off inn. Well, we don't need. We're just here to drop our stuff, so I don't need any fanciness. So I'm going to head in a little further and just sort of usher Goshen and Bo, and just say I know the way. I know where we are, and I'm going to point towards the direction. Let's head this way. We'll drop our things at an inn.
Sounds like a good plan.
So, as you're kind of walking through the streets, it's a little bit busy. It's, bazaar day. So people are, bringing carts. There's a lot of noise on the street. It's a little kind of hectic. But about maybe 20 minutes, you kind of cross the district's barrier to another district, and everything kind of changes slightly. You have come into March Crest. It's a lot calmer in terms of prices and things of just how much things are going to cost. And there's a couple of inns. One of them that kind of rings a bell is called the Haven. It's this small little quaint little inn. See, it's got probably about 3 stories to it. So that is an option you can continue further in.
When I notice it, I'm just going to perk up and say, I seem to remember this has always been a pretty reasonably priced location, and the host is friendly if you want to stay here.
It sounds good to me. I defer to your judgment.
I'm going to look down at Bo and be like, how you doing, buddy? Let's get you inside. Come on, let's go in here.
So, Jensen and Helen. So, you two are kind of sticking back a little bit, watching them. You don't want to terrify them, like when the first you miss something getting into town, I'd assume, or you guys pretty much following at a decent distance back.
Let's say we're following, because I assume they're going to pick a tavern to stay at.
I mean, if we were smart, we should have got them to stay at one of our taverns. I don't think that's one of ours. So.
Yeah, well, they'll feel more comfortable if they pick the place.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah, this sadly isn't one that is kind of on the syndicate's radar. There's not many things in Marchcrest. They were not quite kind of where you wanted them to be yet. Just guys walk inside. The Haven is this. It's not quite as bready as the Blunted Tip was. You don't smell that delicious bread anymore, which is, sad for the first how many episodes? But you just smell this. I don't know. It's a nice stew, and you kind of just see in the back corner this large cauldron that this probably a 3.5 foot tall halfling woman is just standing over, kind of stirring, kind of checking out this small little spoon, tasting every so often. As the door shuts behind you, she's just gonna perk up, turn around, and just kind of set her giant wooden spoon down and kind of hobble over. Dears, welcome to the Haven. I am Helen.
And what time is it? Is it daytime?
It is daytime, probably about 2 or so in the afternoon.
I was like, hello, Helen. Nice to meet you on Bow.
It's a pleasure, though.
I think we'd like a place to stay.
By all means. 3 rooms, 2 rooms, 1 room. We have a discount on children.
We will take the discount. Let's do 2 rooms.
How much does a child cost? I get 3.
Depends what district you're in. Of course, we have a lovely jointed corner room that might be beneficial for
Thank you. We'll take it.
You got 2 daddies and a weird looking baby.
As she's like walking away, I'll just be like, and 3 bowls of that stew, please.
Oh, of course. And she's kind of gonna go behind the counter and you can see she's got like this little tack board with room numbers and keys and everything. Gonna take 2 down and take the last remaining 2 and kind of put them underneath the counter so she can come in and clean when you guys are out. Do you know how long you all will be staying, or is this more of an open stay?
I think probably more of an open stay. We might have more information for you later tonight, but we just arrived in town.
Oh. Then I'll go ahead and put you down for long guests, the minimum is 3 days. So I'll put you down for 3 days now, and we can always, tally the books later.
That'll work.
That's like 6 months of playtime for us.
On a good day, yeah, basically. I guess he's just gonna writing things. And would you like anything to drink? We have some milk for the little one.
I'd like some milk, yes, please.
Aren't you so polite?
You put that dust in it, it becomes almond milk.
Good one.
I'll go ahead and just tally this in. The room comes along with board. You will get 3 meals if you so like. We normally only count 2. We can always add the lunch in unless you guys are staying. But for 3 days, for the 3 of you, all meals, it'll probably be about 10 gold in total, if that's reasonable.
City prices, what the fuck? 10 gold?
Yeah, we
All
can.
meals, man. And that does come with a armor cleaning service, sir.
Oh.
I'm going to sort of poke Ordok a little bit and say, I don't think I've got any money, Ordok.
I can cover it.
That's okay, son. I'm just gonna tap his shoulder.
Feel free to use our bathhouse in the back. It comes included in your fee.
I just deducted the 10 gold, so here you are, my lady.
Thank you.
My lady.
I will bitch slap you from across the country. If you need anything, please ask. Here's your rooms. It is 2 floors up in the east corner.
And I'm sorry, ma'am, I didn't catch your name.
Oh, my name's Helen.
Oh, yes, I did catch your name. That's right. Thank you for the kindness.
Oh, of course. Do be sure, if you're not too busy today, to check out the bazaar. I hear there is a lot of items down there. I don't often get to go myself, so that is a drag.
Is there anything we could look into for you?
If you happen to come across any spices, I'd be very intrigued.
I'll keep an eye out.
When you guys...
I like spices.
When you all come back down, I'll have your stew ready for you, and your milk, little one.
Thank you.
I like how the halfling doesn't recognize another basically halfling.
Yeah.
Nope.
She's polite, not intelligent. You don't.
Yep.
As most polite people are.
Oh.
Ooh. So she's gonna kind of let you guys go about your business, going up to your room. As you guys are going up, what is Jensen and Helen up to?
Well, I was wondering, have we been given any resources to use, or have we gotten any, like, do we have anything to throw at them, like gifts?
Oh,
Or money, or things that because I have 7 gold that I looted off those dead guys.
yeah. Akros has pretty much given you guys a letter of writ with about a limit of 100 gold.
Sweet credit card.
Pretty much.
I like it.
And it's signed, and this is the weird one that you weren't quite expecting. Viceroy Akros Wraith. So he's throwing his weight around as a viceroy for this one.
These guys must be pretty high profile. I'm guessing.
6 foot tall blue monkey? Nah.
We're gonna go into the inn that they just went into and kind of make sure they're not down in the lobby or whatever, and then go talk to the other Helen.
So, are you gonna check the door first, or just kind of walk?
Yeah, I'll stand outside, like on the entryway, and kind of look in the window, and then wait for them to like go up the stairs.
Okay, yeah, you will see them kind of march up there, and then Helen's kind of go back to her cauldron of stew to stir, and you can see she's gonna ladle out a couple into a tray and kind of put it on the bar.
Good evening, ma'am.
Hello, sir. Looking for an inn? Food?
Actually, I have a few questions about the patrons who just walked in here and got a room.
I'm sorry, sir, but that's depends on your questions. But I don't divulge too much about my clientele.
I'm gonna pull out the writ and just kind of put it down on the counter, and like kind of finger tap where the name is signed.
Oh, I see.
These are some friends of ours, and we want to make sure that they have a good carefree time. So why don't you put the room on us, and whatever gold they've spent, go ahead and keep. If they ask for anything, you let us know, and we'll get it for them.
But by all means, of course. May I have your name for my records?
My name is Helen.
That is a lovely name, sir. My name is Helen.
Oh, how beautiful.
Thank you.
You look like a Helen.
You don't. But this is a lovely name.
The family name. I've had it for a few hundred years now.
I can see. Yes. I will. I thank you for the tip. Then I'll keep anything else they need. I'll make sure to put on the Viceroy's tab. Yes.
Do you want to stay here and get a drink, Jensen? Wait for him to come back down?
Yeah, throw two beers in that tab too while you're at it.
Of course. We have a lovely periwinkle beer.
Something stout.
A man after my own heart. I've got just the thing for you. She's kind of going to turn, and she's got this. You can see she's going to just pour it from the cask, and it's just like thick. And she's like, I have a nightcap every night. Hope you enjoy this.
To the people of Agmonesta, hear me. I have been advised by the Holy Order of Thom that new adventuring gear is available to all who may be in need. Wormwood Gaming, founded by a small troupe of artisans, has released a series of gaming towers, trays, vaults, and other accessories to ensure that your rolls stay true and any equipment secure from Fae or any other dark influences that stalk the night. If you decide to take up the cause, use the code DOORDICE at checkout to gain free shipping anywhere within the United States.
Hey guys, it's John, your friendly neighborhood dungeon master. I just want to take a moment real quick and talk to you guys about Fantasy Grounds. They are a fantastic program you can use on your computer to game with those friends you have that might not be as close as you prefer. If you and your friends can't sit around a table together, Fantasy Grounds is by far the best alternative to it. The day a module for Dungeons & Dragons drops in your friendly local gaming store, it drops on Fantasy Grounds. And the ease to add your own content is a breeze. Thanks for listening, guys. Now back to the show. Up in the room. It is a lovely, spacious room. One has 2 beds with decent size. You can see there's a little door connected to another kind of a bit smaller room.
I would like to look through the bag of holding.
All right. Sure. I had in the bag of holding to do that.
You can't just look through it though.
You gotta stick your head inside and kind of get lost for a little while.
Remember, 15 minutes of air.
Now, I've got a problem. Because as a player, I know what I want. But as a character, I'm pretty sure he can't read.
What is it that you want? I just want to know.
I know exactly what he wants.
What do the books look like?
Oh, dear God.
God, no. He wants the demon book. The already demented little troll wants to summon a demon.
Are bags of holding, is that a common item here? Would he know what that is? Because like he could just dump
No, actually,
Well, Jerry did teach you guys a trick to get things out of
Did
the
he
bag
teach
to hold.
Nim or did he teach Bo?
I taught Ordok and Goshen.
Okay.
So I can't
Long
actually see what's in there then.
No.
It just
No.
looks like an empty bag. You have to think of the item you want to pull it out.
Oh.
So you'd have to either... I'm not sure if that calls for having to know what the item is called or just having seen it.
Goshen.
combination of
Or overturn the bag and spill everything out.
Yeah, so that's what I'm basically trying to do is like just turn the bag upside down and just shake it on the floor and say like, Goshen, why is nothing coming out of this bag?
You have to think of the item that you want from the bag and reach your hand in. Like this. And I'll reach in and pull out my sketchbook. See?
Have another go.
What else is in there? My calligrapher tools, I suppose.
Have another go.
oh my god!
Just what you pull out the book he wants.
Did you even know that? Does Bo even know that the demon book exists?
I know that there's books in there and I just want to look at the books.
Is there something specific that you're looking for? This might take a while otherwise.
Jerry was always reading books and I wanted to have a look at them.
Oh,
I want to see where he gets his power from.
we kind of run into the same problem of I don't know that I've ever read the title of those books. I probably saw them and I can
Right.
read, but
So here's a little workaround. I'll go ahead and help you out a little bit here. As long as you think of an item, everything of that item will come out. So if you think of book, all the books are going to come out.
okay.
If you hold the bag upside down and shake it and think of everything the bag has ever contained will come out. That might not necessarily be a good idea.
Well, I did tell you guys, I showed you that if you invert the bag, it will pour out
Spill everything. Yeah. Let us settle in our rooms and we can see what's in the bag. All of it.
Go on then.
All of it? Is that a good idea?
I have no idea.
Well, we've done it
Aren't you
before.
curious?
We've only put in things, that we've had in there, so...
Yeah, it should be fine.
Aren't there like loose things in there? I thought we just dumped a whole bunch of like scales or something.
Yeah, and there's loads of gold in there, isn't there?
Yeah.
I really hope there's
Gold
loads of
and
gold in there
rubies.
because I have two.
Gold, rubies, and diamonds, and drake scales, and like a whole bunch of just random shit that we were picking up when Nim was there, just grabbing it.
Yeah. It would be
Fucking Nim.
good to take inventory and sort of quarter our things, but I can wait till tonight if you'd like.
No. I want to have a look now.
Okay, I'll try thinking of books and like.
We have
Jim.
we have food waiting for us downstairs. Aren't you hungry?
Not really. I want to look at these books.
Alright, I'm gonna start thinking of books and just pull them out, I guess, one by one until I get to one he wants.
Well, there's not one that I particularly want. I'm more just sort of basically once all the books are out, can I sort of I was just going to sort of look at them and see what I could figure out from just looking at them because I'm fairly sure Bo can't read.
I'm pretty sure Bo can't read either.
Yeah.
They have some lovely pictures on the front cover. Some of them are wrapped in different kinds of leathers.
That's what I'm going to go for. Yeah.
The creepy one has a lot of blood on some of the pages. And the texture as Goshen pulls it out
Oh yeah,
feels like a light, loose leather.
I forgot about this book.
I remember about this book. I'm not interested in it.
You don't remember about this book.
How do you know?
Yeah,
were there.
I don't remember.
Nim remembers about that
As,
book.
as a player, I remember this book. So, are there any books with diagrams in? Like, if I just flick through, is there any that have got diagrams and things like that?
About three-quarters of them have diagrams in them.
Okay, the ones with diagrams, I'm going to sort of just take to one side and pitch up in the corner and say, I'm not that hungry. You guys go down. I'm going to look at these diagrams.
God damn it.
I don't know.
All right.
I'm going to look at these pictures.
Make him go downstairs.
I will leave this to you, Doc, and I'm going to go drop stuff in the smaller room. that I am claiming for my own.
Bo, why are you looking through those books?
Because Jerry always looks through these books and he was really powerful. So I wonder if I look through these books, can I get powerful as well?
Gotcha. That weirdly makes sense. So, do you want me to bring the stew back up?
Yes, please. That would be lovely.
So you are actually hungry then?
Maybe, but I want to look through the pictures. Do you know what any of these books say? Can you teach me to read?
You don't know how to read, buddy?
I don't think so.
Oh yeah, I can teach you how to read. It's probably gonna take a little while.
Thanks.
I don't think those books are good books for learning how to read though.
Why?
They're pretty complicated.
Yeah, some of them have got pictures though.
That's true. John, are these in common? Are these spell books in common?
A large majority of them are. A few of them are in Elvish, and one or two is in the Fey dialect.
Okay. I'm gonna sort of sort through the pile. There were a couple of history books in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna pull out one of the history ones and be like, "There you go. This is probably a good one to start with."
Has it got any pictures?
I'll flip through, and is there like a map or something in there?
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of maps and just like sketches of wars and things like that, dragons.
So yeah, see, look, there's a. Wait, do we know what dragons are?
Yeah, dragons
Okay.
common knowledge. Yeah.
Look, there's a dragon right there. It's got a picture, and I'll hand it down to you.
Thank you. And
Yeah.
so I'm gonna look at the pictures, right, and start teaching myself how to read.
Yes. Every child does it at one point in time in their lives.
Yeah. This might take years, but I am gonna summon a demon.
So again, in the corner of the room, you'll hear a little bell kind of go off, and you'll see a rope kind of pulling. Ding, 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 ding.
I'm gonna call it Goshen. I think food's up.
All right, let's go.
I'm going to shove the rest of the books back into the bag of holding, specifically the skin book and definitely Komar's journal.
Not a bad idea. Did you look at any of the pages of anything while you were putting them back in?
No.
Okay. So, is Bo staying in the room?
Yeah.
Okay. Is a bag of holding staying in the room?
I don't know. I probably wouldn't think about it. I probably would leave it. Be like, it's in the room. It's safe. I'm not thinking.
So you guys leave and go back downstairs?
Yeah.
So, Goshen, is your hood and cloak still up?
Probably yes. Because I am, different now. But in the back of my mind, there still is, there's still some memories and thoughts of why I came this way in the first place and all that. Caution is advised.
Now, you're not wearing shoes anymore, are you?
Nah.
Or did you ever wear them? Okay.
Don't need them now.
Yeah, I'd say the bottom of your feet are pretty well callous, and that kind of just like happened overnight. That week of resting, a lot of shit happened to you.
It's second puberty.
That week of resting was not very restful.
You slept a lot and ate a lot.
Nice.
Mainly bananas, but it happens. As Goshen and Ordark walk down the stairs, you will see that at the bar there are two individuals, and there do happen to be a few other patrons kind of scattered around the room. It's a little bit after lunch, but there's still a couple of people, coming by getting stewed. They can smell it coming through the window that Helen has opened kind of in the corner and fanning it every so often to get the steam and the smell out there.
I'm going to do a quick check around the room and see if I notice any clerics of my order, clerics of Thom.
You do actually see one or two in the corner.
I'm gonna sort of do like a little bit of a 3/4 turn and turn away from them, and say to Goshen, "Let's go eat at the bar."
Of course.
Oh, boys, I set up a lovely table for you over here in the corner. Is your son not joining you for lunch?
Little guys all tuckered out.
Oh, long journey?
Indeed.
And Helen, do you mind if we eat up here instead?
Oh, by all means. And, well, in fact, these two gentlemen have bought you this fine bottle of wine. I'd make introductions, but I'm not sure of everyone's name, so, ta-da!
Smooth, Ellen. I like it.
Thank you. Thank you.
She's charming.
Sirs, this is not necessary. Do we know you?
No, I just I seen that you were traveling with a Darrow, and any hospitality for a fellow Underdarkling. You don't see them very often.
I would like to insight check these guys because red flags are popping up in my head.
Why? I'm just being nice.
Go for it.
13.
+9?
Yeah, I'm expertised in that shit.
Holy shit.
And yeah, every bit pretty much seems on the up and up.
Okay.
I can just tell you right away, you sense nothing but indifference from me. Body language, facial expression, and I haven't said a word to you.
Nice. I can deal with that as kindness that sketches me out.
Unfortunately, he's staying upstairs. Sorry about that. The wine is not necessary.
Oh, it's fine. Keep it regardless. It's not every day you see one of those little guys that made it out. So it's I just thought I'd be just friendly, I guess.
It is appreciated. Thank you.
Of course.
What is your name, sir?
My name's Helen.
Wait, really?
Yeah, yes.
Helen and... sorry.
Yeah.
Helen behind the bar is going to perk up and just nod and just smile.
It's a happy little coincidence, that's all. Please have a seat. We, I guess the bar here is big enough for all of us. It's nice to meet you. And your names?
Damien.
I know his name, right? Like, they gave us...
You would know his name, but the thing is, how would Ordok react to Goshen saying Damon?
Oh, I was going to lie too, so it's fine.
Okay.
Mostly because there's other clerics in here, but...
True.
Should I use Jonathan again? Because it's definitely not a half-orc name.
Helen's not a drow name, so it's fine. We're all using fake names here.
And yesterday they met a half-orc named Hank. It just happens.
I forgot about it. Hank is such a nice guy.
Hank the Tank, man.
Yep.
And I'll sit down next to Damien and say, Jonathan is the name.
This is my buddy, Jensen.
Pleasure.
He's not very talkative, so forgive his rudeness.
That's all right. I'm not very talkative either. And I'm going to start eating my soup.
Wow. That's kind of a dick move for meeting a new person. Like, yeah, fuck you.
Oh,
So,
this is going to be entertaining.
What brings you all to Ironclad? You don't generally see a half-orc and a Darrow and
I don't help at all. I wait.
I'm sorry. This is going to sound a little bit racially insensitive, but what are you?
Curious.
Oh,
I kind of wink at him. Me too. Curious is definitely a word for it, yeah.
Helen is going to turn red and just walk away from behind the bar and just go tend to some other tables.
We're traveling for information.
Oh, well, then you came to the right people, because information is my trade. What do you need?
We have an appointment at the Arcanum, but thank you.
Who are you meeting up there? I have a really close friend up there who we can. Maybe it's the same guy.
I'm sure it's not.
Well, you don't know unless you tell me. So
Right. Anyway, what brings you two here?
we live in the city. I didn't know if that was obvious. Yeah. No, we live in the city. So we're just getting lunch. We were at the bazaar. Then I caught eye of your little Darrow friend and definitely didn't follow you in here and wait for you to come down.
Right. So the bazaar. We were told to check it out. Said it might be interesting. Is it all it was hyped up to be?
And more. Yeah, it's a great little thing they do. I definitely recommend it. If you need a guide to walk you through to all the best stuff, we're not doing anything today. We can take you through. After your appointment at the Arcanum.
This might be an idea.
Do you know your way to the? I can walk you up there if you'd like.
I do, thank you. I grew up here.
Oh, what district?
I grew up in the south, towards the south, but a little bit of everywhere.
Oh, me too. I'm from the Krauls. Represent. Woot woot.
I put up a fist in the air and kind of very unenthusiastically. Woot, woot.
Well, that's a rough life. I'm sorry.
Life is what you make it, I guess. I didn't necessarily grow up my youth in the Krauls, but for the last, I don't know, 100 years or so that I've been in Ironclad, I've made my home there. So
You chose that life.
for most of it, I think the life chose me, but more or less. Just because something looks ugly doesn't mean it is. Just because you don't necessarily trust something right offhand doesn't mean that they're not trustworthy, you know? You make life what you make it.
I feel like he's trying to get me in the back of a van with some candy.
Because I am, more or less. Come here, little boy.
So you've been here for 100 years. Do you buy bottles of wine for every Underdarkling you meet?
Just about. You don't get many throughout here.
That's gonna get expensive.
Yeah, but you can't take gold with you when you die, so you might as well spend it while you're living. And to be honest, it's not the best wine. I mean, it is just middle of the road, not to toot my own horn or anything, so.
I am drinking the wine out of the bottle.
I would like to note that we are dressed to the nine.
Oh, yeah, we are.
Oh, yes,
So
yes.
we don't look like street rats.
Gotcha.
Look, Aladdin after the genie, not before.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I've got a nice black vest on, with my sleeves half rolled up.
Is Helen wearing the top hat?
No, I'm inside. I'm not a
Oh,
monster.
I know.
But he has the top hat.
It's on the counter, John.
I'm sorry.
So what is it that you do in this city? You're clearly of some standing, perhaps?
Yeah,
We're repo men.
Repo man.
Repo.
What sort of things do you repossess in this city? Donkeys?
Anything from anybody that owes something.
Wait, did you see a lot of donkeys? Like enough to where there'd be a repo service for donkeys?
I am not from here. There were many donkeys in the Southern Kingdom.
Oh.
And mules.
I'm not sure how I'd react to that.
I don't know either.
I'm not very charismatic.
I mean, you could have come up with something a little bit better.
I'm not very
Repo,
intelligent.
No.
I guess we'll have to run on that. And what do you do?
Wander, mostly.
I mean, as a profession.
Wander, mostly.
Hippies.
I wandered a lot back in the day.
Is that before you started taking things back from the poor?
Oh, don't be like that. I take things away from people who got themselves in too deep.
A noble cause.
Noble cause, right? And what's your noble cause there, sir?
I right wrongs.
Right wrongs. That's how prolific and so vague. What title comes with the job description of righting wrongs?
Paladin.
Paladin. Oh, that explains it. What's your faith? Just so I don't offend you.
Offend away. That's quite all right.
Well, I'm gonna guess that you're a paladin in this city. There's a pretty decent chance that you're, Thom, probably, as most of your kind are in this city.
My kind.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a quick glance back to the clerics and see if they notice our conversation.
They have not. However, kind of as you turn, you will hear a bell go off in the distance, and the two clerics will kind of shake their heads like, oh dear, put down some coins and hustle out. Jensen and Helen would know that as of probably the past 4 or 5 years, the head of the Order of Thom, the new head honcho,
The Pope. The Pope of
yeah,
Thom.
fuck it, the Pope of Thom.
High priest, come on.
Thank you. Oh, High Priest Pope. The High Priest of Thom has initiated a new, pretty much once in the morning, once in the afternoon, kind of like gathering of prayer and pretty much a small sermon throughout the day. And it's become kind of a...
So this is new. I don't actually know what that bell is then.
Yes, this is
Okay.
This is very new. This is like probably in the past 4 or 5 years since the new head honcho Pope got elected.
So you're not a follower of Thom, otherwise you'd be scurrying off as well.
I'm no cleric, no. I am called to be where I am needed to be.
By God? Is that... You and your religious types. They always strike me as funny.
I'm happy to be your amusement, sir.
No, not amusement. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you.
I do
like
not believe that is true, no.
Oh, I guess that's for me to say, isn't it?
I suppose it is.
This is going very badly. Jensen, step in. We're supposed to be friends, goddammit.
I just make it worse.
Helen, the woman Helen is gonna come up behind the bar and just start cleaning things up. Look over at Goshen and notice the empty bottle of wine. Kind of look at everyone else and notice that there are no glasses. Can I get you anything else?
I would like to say yes, but unfortunately I am a little low on coin at the moment, so...
Why don't you get him another bottle?
Yes. Will do.
And I'll take a third and a fourth cup.
And then we'll go get another bottle and fill you up again with your stout. And you, sir? She'll kind of just motion towards Ordok.
I'm fine, thank you, Helen.
It's very kind of the Viceroy, I must say.
I'm sorry?
What? Who? And I kind of like give her like a side wink, like, who? The vice? Which vice? What are you talking about, Helen?
Is your eye okay, sir?
Very stupid, Helen.
Which one?
I
Both.
lean into Ordok. What is a viceroy?
I'll sort of like with a very puzzled look on my face look back to Damien?
Damien, you got it.
Damien. I'll look back to Damien and say, the high noble of a district. The city is divided up into districts.
Kind of look over at Jensen. To help me look like
Okay.
I didn't. She fucked it up. It wasn't me this time. It was
I
her.
just shake my head and start drinking my third beer. We understand you know the Wraith family.
Ah. Yes. East Runewood, right? The tiefling woman.
Do we want to revisit the story about an Underdark friend?
Well, we can start with your name, Ordok.
And Goshen.
I'm gonna tense up a little and just say, all right, well, at least this makes a lot more sense. What do you want? Thanks for listening to this week's episode. You can keep up to date with everything that we're doing by following us on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram at Do or Dice Podcast, or come have a chat in our Discord server. All of our show notes, character sheets, and player bios can be found on our website at doordicepodcast.com. If you're enjoying the episodes, please subscribe to the podcast, and if you have time, leave a review as it helps others like you find our show. Thanks for all the support, and we'll catch you in the next episode. Same dice time, same dice channel.
There was a time